A dark horse is defined as a candidate or competitor about whom little is known, but who unexpectedly wins or succeeds. Atlanta is a budding tech ecosystem that has the potential to be a major player in the industry. But is potential enough? One of the prominent areas of Atlanta's tech hub is Tech Square, home to the highest density of startups, corporate innovators, academic researchers, and students in the entire southeastern United States.
So we have been Atlanta's TEDx for the last 10 years. And so I'm really excited to announce that in our next chapter, we will officially be Atlanta's TEDx. Wow. I'm super proud of the team. This is an honor from TED. This is not an easy feat. They stopped granting what they call main city licenses 5-6 years ago. And for those of you who have been to a TEDx Atlanta, you're probably wondering, wait a minute, there's been a TEDx Atlanta. Well, yes. And actually TEDx Peachtree and TEDx Atlanta are a day apart in age. So we both have been in Atlanta for 10 years. However, Todd Martin, who was the former licensee of the TEDx Atlanta, and I had a conversation, and he is thrilled that our team is carrying on the tradition of excellence and showcasing and amplifying local ideas globally, and then shining a light of global ideas, and you just had a little experience of that, locally here in Atlanta. The Atlanta startup scene has certainly grown since I've been involved with it in the late 90s. Back then, we certainly didn't have Tech Square. We certainly didn't have amazing organizations like TEDx Atlanta and TEDx Peachtree to showcase the innovations going on in medicine, in health technology, in the biosciences. And today, with the support of the Metro Chamber and the support of organizations like the ATDC at Georgia Tech, as well as Atlanta Tech Village and Tech Square Labs, where there are mentors and coaches ever so willing to support founders and provide them with feedback and advice on their ideas and their product development, I feel incredibly optimistic about the future of tech in Atlanta.
Also a part of Tech Square, the Advanced Technology Development Center, known to most as ATDC. ATDC is a science and business incubator for technology entrepreneurship.
So Kirk Barnes, I am the head of the healthcare vertical here at ATDC. So I've spent about 20 years in the pharmaceutical biotech space in various capacities, ranging from sales leadership, training, managed markets, and for a number of different consumer, pharmaceutical, and biotech companies. I actually I was able to join a startup in the nanotechnology space, and I was doing global business development for 2 of our 4 divisions. So it gave me the opportunity to not only be in the startup space, but also do business on multiple continents. I smile to think of the fact that I am the first African American to be on staff here at ATDC. To the best of my knowledge, ATDC has been here over 30 years. But in this capacity right now, being the only African American on staff, it is a privilege and a pleasure and an honor to serve the entire startup community, but also be able to connect with diverse founders and being able to help them, not only grow their company, but also give them some of the unwritten rules and unwritten tips and tricks that are necessary to succeed in the startup world, whether it is how you adequately prepare for fundraising, how you prepare to go in front of industry, what other entrepreneurs are working on things that are complementary to your technology, or who competitors are. So although I am specific to the healthcare vertical, I could say I'm also specific to the diversity vertical. So because I'm the only one of me on our website, I do get to attend a lot of people that look like me, that want to talk with me, and I have a hard time saying no. And so it is a blessing to feel that I can be a part of so many African American success in the startup space. And then being able to partner with people like Cornelius Bankston at the Metro Chamber, Rodney Sampson at Tech Square Labs, and Joey Womack, and getting over to network over at the Gathering Spot. And so I think that me having a role in this startup ecosystem, I definitely feel compelled to help have hard conversations, but also encouraging conversations with African American entrepreneurs and what it takes to be successful. So that is also a big benefit if you are a company of any size, whether you're Accelerator Signature. Many times you'll need like a boardroom or an office setting to actually host guests. And so we have multiple boardrooms that all of our companies here can rent out and host meetings as well. So in addition just to the community and even the coaching classes, we do offer some very nice boardroom type settings for meetings as well.
Kate Atwood of Be Essential Ventures looks to build the brands of companies, as well as Paul Judge and Alan Nance of Tech Square Labs.
But they traveled from all the way across the street at Georgia Tech, where my understanding is they met at a research lab outside the door of a professor, and they decided that the problem was so interesting that they went out to go visit a customer to see if the problem was real. And so it's that kind of passion and curiosity that I think showed through to the judges tonight and showed through to everyone. So congratulations. And I'll hand the mic to you. Any words you want to share?
I will learn a few words, but wow.
Honestly, I'm really shocked myself because I think I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and there was a lot of parts of the pitch or the question and answer that I think that I could have done better or stuff like that. But so I'm really shocked and really excited. So thank you so much. Thank you to Tech Square Labs, Paul, Alan, Kevin, Daniel.
Yeah, you guys beat our asses up on Saturday, but thank you. It was one of the best things that happened. We've improved so much because of that. And a big shout out to you too.
Yeah.
So guys, Sharu is 19 years old. She is 19 years old.
Okay, Sarthik is 21 too, so it's not like, he's much different. But yeah, anyway, Sarthik, you're the best co-founder I could have ever found. It was really the most I'm sorry I'm kind of flustered, but anyway.
So we put your two ages together, you'll be my age. So welcome to the Tech Square family. Tomorrow the work starts again. So with that, congrats again to every one of the finalists. You're all going to keep working, keep going, keep building great companies and solving hard problems. She mentioned Daniel Brock, Tanya, Rodney, the rest of the Tech Square team. Amazing job. In honor of Alan, the host with the most. And to the winners again, Oculus of the third Atlanta Startup Battle. Everybody have a great night.
Similar to Paul Judge, Jewel Burks is one of Atlanta's pioneering juggernauts.
My name is Jewel Burks, and I am founder and CEO of PartPick. PartPick is visual search for replacement parts. We are changing the way industrial distributors serve their customers by giving them the freedom and the power to search with images rather than part numbers.
Presenting for Texturize, please welcome to the stage Candace Mitchell and also their mentor Tristan Walker.
Co-founder of Mayavana, Candace Mitchell has also been steamrolling the industry.
Can you hear me? Awesome. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Candace Mitchell, co-founder and CEO of Texturize, and today I'm presenting to you the Mayavana mobile app. And our vision is to enable hair personalization capabilities for every female consumer around the world.
Jasmine Crow of Gooder is on a mission toward ending hunger and reducing food waste.
On his damn on the chain, yeah. Represent, pull it, let it bang, yeah. Big block 30 on the swing, yeah. And all my young on the same, yeah.
Hey, I'm Michael Tidwell. Been running the Atlanta blockchain now for about 2 years with a leadership team, so I'm the founder and been enjoying it. Pretty much started this group because it's hard to know everything about blockchains and it's hard to know what you need to know. And I wanted to bring a lot of people together and so we could all come and figure out what this meant. And a lot of different projects going on, a lot of different valued coins, and it's like, what does all this really mean? And should I buy this? Should I buy that? Should I just learn about the technology? What should I do? And that's what this is really all about, just education, people coming together and stuff like this. So yeah, we're having a good time here. Today we're just learning about Hashgraph and Cardano. I'm skeptical of these projects, but I'm cautiously optimistic because these things might end up being really, really cool. So yeah, that's a little bit about what we're doing in Atlanta as far as the meetup groups are concerned. So check out the Atlanta blockchain if you're coming around Atlanta.
Great presentation, Michael. We really appreciate the information you're providing to us. Quick question, because this is a first look on me as well at some of these technologies. What incentive is there in the system to prevent that collusion between 51+%?
Of a proof of stake system?
Yeah, and is that problem limited? Is it all proof of stake systems that would suffer that, or just this implementation?
So I can't comment on all proof of stake systems, as it's easier to comment on an implementation, as someone might think of something weird that is considered proof of stake but is way different. But I would say incentives of collusion is if collusion is easy to detect or can be detected, then the people colluding are shooting themselves in the foot if they're big holders of the coin, and they're incentivized not to devalue the network because they want to be good actors. It kind of goes to some kind of incentive model of if people can see I'm colluding, then I'm not going to do it because then people are just going to sell that coin and devalue this coin that I'm trying to game anyways. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
guarantee. That's not a guarantee. I mean, nobody's really pulled off a successful big market proof of stake coin yet.
Like I'm saying, people talk about proof of stake as if it's just around the corner. Cardano says Q2 of this year, it's going to start rolling out its proof of stake, but
what was it there in Q2 2015?
I mean, I've been in here long enough to where I don't believe anybody. I do it and then I'll see it. After I see it working, then I'll see it. Then I'll believe it. So talk is cheap in the blockchain space. So.
Events and meetups haven't been enough. Why aren't there more emerging companies coming out of Atlanta? One former Atlanta entrepreneur seems to be undervalued.
He's like this genius tech guy. He's like a guru in all things that are digital. Yeah. He's like this guy that goes into conventions in Silicon Valley. And he could probably go up in the Google office and get next to the vice president and run the whole Google headquarters.
Brian Chapman and I, we invented Proximity, which is a mobile application that allows you to search for people in the real world. So if you're at an event, you can hit search, it'll show everyone is there that allows themselves to be discoverable. And you could connect with them. Their LinkedIn, email, phone number, all with one button. You didn't have to touch devices or anything. And we felt we were ahead of our time, but it was great to at least know that we pioneered in the Atlanta ecosystem as far as tech is concerned. And it's something that we may plan to revisit in the future. There are a lot of networking and event apps out now, but we set that foundation back in like 2013.
Brandon Cooper now resides in Los Angeles, California, as his team prepares the launch of APHID, which looks to disrupt the workforce economy utilizing artificial intelligence and machine learning. Their campaign is Free Society, a pact between entrepreneurs to escape traditional 9-to-5 working conditions.
All right, what's up? My name is Robert Hatcher. I'm the founder of Sound Collide.
Tell me why Sound Collide, if that makes any sense.
So the reason why I started, basically, my best friend was a music producer, right? So, and I used to write songs with him. So, originally we were from Alabama. We would come to Atlanta. He would do like beat battles and stuff like that, trying to find different artists to work with. And the cool thing was, we did, not only did we find new artists, we kind of discovered that there was other artists doing the same thing that was coming from Florida, Kentucky, California. So we made a lot of connects. But then it's like, everybody would go back home. So it's like, how we keep recording with each other. Try to send emails back and forth, but that never really worked out well. Also, it's like a couple times, I also had like friends who were kind of doing the same thing, and they would meet like, Grammy Award-winning producers, this person, that person. They was like, yo, you should come to the studio. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that, my friend got to go back home to Mississippi because they got to get their kid. So it's like, there was just a lot of friction in terms of not being able to seize the opportunity or create or record with each other. So, from that problem, it was like, let's create an online recording studio that allows people to be in different locations while recording together in real time, emulating the exact same experience when you're in a physical studio.
At this moment with Sound Collide and you as an entrepreneur, how do you measure your success? Or success as a whole? Like, what does success look like?
Man, I think just seeing it through. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a quote in here by Elon Musk that says, say you're on the right track if you feel like you're pursuing something, even though you know you can fail at it. Even if it's something like, pursue something even though it's worth failing or something like that. But, I think that's kind of, the risk that you take, because I think it's 97, 96% of all startups fail. So it's, regardless how good or smart, like you got a lot of smart people, all across the globe, Stanford, here in Atlanta, who make startups and they fail. You know what I'm saying? Even smart people who are good at raising money would then still go and fail. So it's just I think success for me is just, pursuing it, through, in terms of, it doing well and it's the right product market fit and, create the right business model and the business goes well. Or if we just see it all the way through and, it completely dies and it's not, what people want or what we expected. So I think for me, that's kind of what success is in this standpoint.
So even if, and we're not even going to really speak this in the universe, but it sounds like it's like, even if you see this all the way through the end and there is no market for Sound Collide, you would still consider that a success?
Yeah, because I think, I'll never look back and regret. You know what I'm saying? I'll never look back and be like, what if? You know what I'm saying? It's like I had such good traction or whatever. I think it would definitely, like, even if it failed, I could still talk about, how I started the company. You know what I mean? And even I think what's been so valuable for me is that it's forced me to learn so much, you know what I mean, about contracts, about like term sheets, talking to a venture capitalist, about understanding the difference between an S Corp, C Corp, LLC, sole proprietor, what type of lawyers, you know what I mean, you want to bring onto the table, help me understand about patents, process patents, leadership, it's created so much value for me and it's forced me to learn so much that I feel like even if Sound Collide fails, even if I can say, I can't get the platform up where we can get 1 million users. You know what I mean? Even to have that skill set where you understand how to market a platform, how to find product market fit. There's still value and skills that I'm developing on the way. So even if the venture itself fails, me as an individual has developed, and I can market myself and be extremely valuable to go into another company or to start my own, next venture. Atlanta tech scene is interesting. Coming from, or just spending time from like San Diego, it's like San Diego, completely different. So the way I see Atlanta tech scene is very B2B, very like traditionally, all the people who have been investors have invested in cybersecurity, real estate, SaaS type models. This is why ATV is here today, because of the SaaS product. So it's very, very B2B, very conservative, not really willing to take risks. So I think if you're trying to get funding, you probably gonna have to go out west, especially if you're a consumer product. If you're a B2B play, then you're in a good space. I think what's good about Atlanta is that I think it's growing. I think there's a lot of resources here available for entrepreneurs. There's a lot of incubators, accelerators that keep popping up. So I think there's a lot of resources for entrepreneurs to excel and to exceed. I think for the entrepreneurs, I think it's a great time as well, because coming up, we actually get insight first. Like the older people who are, used to working or used to investing, they work in the confines of their space. It's almost like their own little silos. So you as a creative, you as an entrepreneur, you see a problem first, you have the opportunity to kind of hop on it and to build something quick. And I think Atlanta's going to do well. I think we got a lot of talent here in Atlanta. I think the great thing that's working in the favor of Atlanta is that, especially in the last regime, there was a lot of bills, there was a lot of things from the political side, from the mayor's office, that was initiatives. So like Google has, a space here, and they give funding to different incubators and accelerators. You have different programs like Ascend 2020, which just did their demo day, which was for minority entrepreneurs. I'm in the first cohort for the pre-accelerator program here at Atlanta Tech Village for minority-led startups. So you have a lot of resources here in Atlanta, and as well compared to the other cities, it's affordable living. And it's interesting because like Black women are the most, I don't know if it's college enrollment or graduation, but they got the highest percentage in that. And the thing that the lady was talking about, it was a TED Talk, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, so when something grows, right, like you about to plant, like one of them bushes or a tree out there, right, the roots, in order for it to grow, gotta grow down, and then it comes up. So, I be looking at like the Me Too movement or whatever, and it's, everything that they talking about, and everything they got a problem with is people in the older generation. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody who running things now is like 60s, you know what I'm saying, 70s, late 50s. But if you look at like our generation, and the generation younger than us, like it's so many females that's out here doing so many great things, which is like salute. I love to see that and all that good stuff, but it's like at the same time, it's like so this is a lady, right, she doing the TED Talk, and she was talking about like what is a man's voice gonna be, you know what I'm saying, like 10 years from now, like 15 years now, you know what I'm saying, like even now, if I think about the tone of the media and like what their voice is like, it has much more feminine tone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Here in the city, turn on 11 Alive for their nightly news.
Right.
It's all women.
Ecosystem builders like Ryan Wilson, CEO and co-founder of The Gathering Spot, are making change with a central place of business for private member entrepreneurs in the city, hosting a myriad of events to help Atlanta blossom further.
Fertile ecosystem that's going to produce numbers, whether it be in terms of startups, in terms of developers, and just our community becoming more involved and changing the narrative around the country, and starting with Atlanta, but around the country with us in technology.
So I love having conversations about this, where we can learn about new things that we don't know about, but we can also begin to just connect with one another. So I'm really excited to be a part of this panel. And I will let the panel introduce themselves. I got a great lineup here, so why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Gilmore. I am an attorney, so I fall in that legal services category. I'm a corporate attorney that does a lot of work in the tech space, so work with entrepreneurs, and also I've done work with funds. So I've stood on both sides of the table, have a good view of the ecosystem here in Atlanta and the wants and needs of those, again, that are on both sides of the table.
Good evening, I'm Dahl Levant. I'm a native, actually, of Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm the founder of Aquagenuity. We're a data analytics platform, and I've participated in a lot of these pre-accelerators from Village Capital, Ascent 2020, and so forth, so I have a good sense of kind of the journey of a founder in this space, and I'm excited to share with you guys.
Hi everyone, my name is Lily Andamarim. I'm actually originally from Ethiopia. Lived in the US too long to say I'm originally from Ethiopia. I recently moved, about a year ago I moved here from San Francisco area. So from a corporate side, my background is in digital marketing and product management, development and innovation. I am the co-founder of a company called Rumhai, where we make websites and apps, and specifically focused on small, medium businesses, and more specifically focused on minority ideas and minority businesses.
All right, good evening everyone. My name is Amari Ruff. I'm co-founder and CEO of Sudo. Just in case you all were wondering, like, what does Sudo mean or what is Sudo? Sudo is speed and tempo in Chinese, and I like to do this. I did this for the first time when I was just in San Francisco doing a pitch, but the correct pronunciation of Sudo in Chinese is actually Sudo. So when you guys speak to me from now on, when you're talking about my company, I'm going to need you to pronounce it that way. No. I'm a military brat, originally from New York, moved around a bunch. I've lived in Alaska, I've lived in Korea. Father retired around 2000, and then we moved here to Atlanta. So I've been here since 2000, went to high school here, went to an HBCU. So, you know, I'm all about my people, definitely. So super excited to be here. We're a growing company, but Sudo actually uses technology to connect small and medium-sized trucking companies to large corporations that ship goods. So we take the human element out of connecting truckers to corporations by leveraging machine learning and artificial intelligence and all that other cool stuff. So super excited to be here. Looking forward to hopefully dropping a couple gems and everybody leaves with some additional knowledge.
We have these conversations that, I mean, with the middle class that was created here because of policies in the 70s and the 80s that created a lot of amazing jobs for black people and government contracting opportunities that benefited from those policies that, like Maynard Jackson took a chance on in building the airport. There's definitely the money here. You know, over the last probably 5 years, we've been able to, it's almost like we recruit one black angel a year. And I mean, it's tragic, but you can do what you can do, right? It's like every year there's a rich black person that we convince that this is something that they should do. And through that mentorship, so they're probably on the stealth about 13 black people in Atlanta who will write a check. And what we discovered nationwide, just in having conversations with people, the average, to be candid, the average Negro, even with money, is good for about a $25,000 check. I don't care if he's a 100 millionaire, if he's got $50 million in government contracts, or he's got a nice life, she has a nice lifestyle business making about $250 to $300. That average check size is about $25K. So when you got to go raise a seed round, you got to talk to a lot of people, and that's a problem.
Great. So Todd, your thoughts about the community as it relates to family and friends, the angel community, coming from Silicon Valley here to Atlanta, what are your thoughts? That's a loaded question.
Yeah, I mean, I you know, I don't have a lot to add to that particular point. I would agree with Rodney about check sizes. I think you have to, quite honestly, just kind of get out of Atlanta. If you're really serious about raising venture capital, which would include, an angel investment or seed investment, you've got to get out of Atlanta because the likelihood of one of those 13 people that he's mentioning, being someone who's going to write that check to you is just low.
The future is in the hands of leaders in the ecosystem. Will Atlanta be the dark horse?
North stars on